our intrepid heroes, you guys were leaving Westington, heading to Worthington, on the road north. You had picked up a new traveling companion in two of them, actually, because when you arrived in Westington, you didn't have Otto with you.
Yeah.
Where's
So
Otto?
Otto's missing. We killed him last session. You don't know that yet.
Oh, cool.
You're supposed to lead him in easy, man.
It's okay. Shaggy still thinks he's alive.
Yeah, that's right.
Shaggy also believes in the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy, so...
Okay, so what I want to know is, Dudley, since you weren't here to declare this last week, was there any particular preparation you wanted to make before you left? Anything you wanted to buy from the market? Anything you wanted to do specifically before leaving? Did you want to perform the 100 floggings before Paylor in atonement for your stealing of the pie?
Oh no. I already paid the price, the ultimate price. I would have made sure that I was well stocked up on if I had lost rope at any point, the correct ropes and rations. I would have sewed my newest badge on my vest there. What was it? I got a badge. I forgot what badge it was though. Something about pie. I think.
Pie-eating
generally,
badge, maybe?
he's very prepared, so just done all the preparations for that. Yeah. Be prepared. This message must be shared.
God, I can't stop imagining if Dudley dies and this witch who killed us is combing through our shit and is like, what the hell is this vest with all the scribbles? I'm sorry, I'll shut up now. But
is that like the D&D equivalent of can you imagine what archaeologists are gonna think about us in 2,000 years?
Yeah.
Only in the D&D version, it's so when we die and the monsters are combing through our shit, they're gonna find this, and they're not gonna know what the hell is going on.
Nope, just a bunch of little pictographs on leather and one stone.
That's when you know your hand is part of the right stone.
Just the one stone. Yeah.
So in general, my policy is if it's a common mundane item, you can get it basically anywhere. I do want you to track what you have and what you don't have on your sheet, and to spend the gold that you earn on those things. However, I cannot make myself exert the effort needed to verify all 5 of your sheets in that department. So
great.
I have a loose, you probably shouldn't be just deciding you bought this because it's useful now. But if you haven't had the chance to go over and buy your mundane equipment yet, don't panic. You can kind of do that in the background as we go along, as need be. During downtime when somebody else is doing their character roleplay. Speaking of, I need to remind myself who it is that I'm fucking with this adventure. I wrote it down and then I forgot. This is why I wrote it down though, so it's good.
It's good that you wrote it down. Otherwise, you would have forgot.
Yeah. All I have to do is type thou, and it comes up Thousand Blossoms Secret. I feel all Shakespearean. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yes. You know that prep that I said that I did? It's right here. All right. So, that's that. And while we're traveling, I believe what we had said was that. Okay, here you are. Hey, now get over here. Now I can see you. I like to see the people I'm jamming for. You're not hiding behind spreadsheets or underneath the Discord windows. You're right here, and I can see you. So I know when you're not paying attention. I know that Emery was taking all kinds of notes on Aubrey, furiously note-taking everything in hopes of finding some sort of pattern or some sort of mystical clue or something out of place, and not finding much.
Yeah.
As well as tracking all of his stats, how quickly he managed to chug his beer, how how many heads he turned proportionately from the room when he made a joke, etc., etc. Because I believe it had been uncovered that Emery was trying to decipher how to do that, how to craft that moment. And he has yet
Something
to
like that.
secret. of being the ridiculous party jock boy. Otto was given the mission of creatively thinking what ridiculous scenario might have resulted in Aubrey suddenly showing up and not knowing what had happened for 7 years. To date, I don't think he's come up with anything other than clones. I'm warning you, I know what I had planned, but if you give me a better idea, I'm not sorry.
Okay.
I think Hjorthurk was just kind of like walking point, basically, up there with Oberdon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oberdon and Rankin Samuelson, who we successfully saved from the
did.
clutches of evil,
Indeed.
is up front, and that leaves Dudley. We have several days of travel.
Wasn't Dudley was riding on the carpet, wasn't he?
Yeah, Dudley was riding the carpet. What are you doing on the carpet? Wait, no, I think didn't Emery say that
What?
he was on the carpet doing something as well?
Yes, I was transmuting potatoes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Into splash potatoes, because that's what was
Transmuting
requested.
potatoes into French fries.
So what is Dudley doing as a general travel time?
Getting to know the carpet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You could
Well,
take that in
now
so many
And now
wrong
there's
ways.
Aubrey, and you haven't got to talk to Aubrey yet either.
Oh, well, I'm assuming the rest of the party has been talking to Aubrey.
Yes.
I listened in on all of that.
Yeah, basically, to catch you up on what's going on, Aubrey didn't know if he was to be trusted because he has no idea what's going on, and so he had Oberdon. He actually had Oberdon tie him up outside of the tavern in the stables overnight, just in case he turned into a monster in the middle of the night.
Woo.
Didn't. That was avoided. Although the stables are now demon warded.
Mm-hmm.
For the indefinite future.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And then he'd also he's had nothing but praise for Emery about how smart Emery is. And he's compared himself and the other knights as the professional morons who go out and do the stupid shit so that the smart people don't die.
Mm-hmm.
He's been accidentally racist left and right at the dwarf, and acknowledged that he's being accidentally racist left and right at the dwarf, and then tried to stop Otto from being unwittingly, deliberately racist at the dwarf.
Yeah, that's why the dwarf is point with Oberdon, avoiding all those people behind him.
Oh,
Yep.
boy.
And then he hasn't had much chance to talk to you because there's just been a big hullabaloo about Aubrey, and he's been at that. So you've been trying to get to know Alexis
the carpet.
Alexis the carpet.
I say, can I rename you? I don't like the name Alexis.
The carpet shrugs.
Do you like the name Alexis?
You're laughing because you can imagine exactly what that looks like, Emery.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah, I pictured it.
The carpet shakes its tassels no.
Who named you Alexis?
The carpet was a stripper in a formal life.
Roll me sense motive at a -2 because this is the very first
Okay.
carpet you've ever met.
Okay, sure.
I actually just uttered those words.
Yes, you did. Oh, I almost got a 20.
Sense motive at -2. Is that it? You got a 20?
No, I got it. I got a -1.
Like a 20.
Yes, but only
so
different.
It tries to pantomime something at you, and you have no idea what any of that means. But you get the
Oh,
idea that
yeah,
there was
okay,
a long and complicated story behind
I'm sorry about your last master, but it was his wife's name and he named you that? That's really weird. He missed her, huh? Okay.
Whoa, this is going
fine.
in places that I had not predicted, but I'm interested.
Well, let's
You go
see.
on.
Let's see. You got kind of like really nice colors, really muted colors. I like that. I think I'm gonna call you Pastel. Is that good?
That's actually like a really good flying carpet name.
What do you think of that? Just shake around if you like it. Can I call you Pastel?
At this point, roll me a reflex save.
Yes. Oh man, I'm on there too.
Roll me a reflex save. person in possession of the magic carpet gave it the order to shake around.
1. I got a 1.
Wow, Dudley.
Yeah,
There's some
awesome.
good rolls, man. There's refund. There we go. Give me chicken tendies. Very good. Very good. And we're both hitting the dirt.
You're both in the. Neither of you hit 10.
10. No, I'm at 10.
Oh, you hit 10? You're
Yeah.
fine. You managed when Dudley says, shake if you like the name Pastel, you're like, ah, and you grab the sides of the carpet. Dudley does not have this thought. And so the carpet starts shaking, and you're like, ah! And Dudley falls right off the carpet.
That was fun. Oh, you like that name, huh, Pastel? Okay. Great. Change it on my character sheet. Well, I'm gonna climb back aboard and be like, all right, I feel like a better connection with you now.
Maybe next time,
What?
warn me you're going to throw us off of the.
You didn't think that was fun? Last time I laughed like that was at least a week ago.
At
Are
this
you
point,
alive?
What?
Aubrey is kind of like slowing his pace so that the carpet catches up to him and he falls back to this back group. Where is Otto in this marching order, by the way?
I think I'd be close. Trying to figure out like what happened to Aubrey.
So are you like following as the back?
Yeah, where's where?
The caboose?
Yeah, where was Aubrey in the marching order? I'm sorry if you said that.
Oh, so it's the two front, right? And
Yeah.
then Aubrey is kind of like trailing a little behind them, and then you have the carpet, and Aubrey is like slowing down so the carpet comes up next to him.
Okay, yeah, I'd kind of be in the back, sort of behind him, I guess, just kind of muttering to myself, like, could it be something like another dimension? No. Could it be? I mean, I'm just kind of babbling to myself, really taking to heart, trying to figure this out.
This is like the least horror movie party of characters for a horror campaign
Yeah.
I've run for some very not horror movie characters in my day.
Would it make you feel any better if anytime I heard a twig snap, I go, "What was that?" and get me Does that help?
I have been known to give out bonus experience points to parties that enact all of those ridiculous horror movie cliched tropes.
Tropes,
Like
yeah.
splitting the party or like walking around going, Rankinson?
Don't worry, guys. I'll be right back.
Quick, take this banana. Leave your sword behind.
Oh, guys, I gotta take a leak.
Yeah, so I would just be trying to figure out some other ideas, I guess.
Okay, so like you'll manage to just like out of the corner of your eye realize that Aubrey is slowing down, so you like bump into him. And so now you're in behind everybody, and Aubrey is kind of like leaning over and he's kind of like side by side with Emery. He says, you just named your carpet.
Yeah. So what?
That I've never named a carpet before.
Well, have you ever had a carpet like this? Point to Pastel.
He says, nope, no, I haven't. That one's flying.
I know, that's why I named it. If it wasn't flying, I probably wouldn't have named it because it wouldn't have been alive.
That makes some sense. Did Emery make it?
Emery? No. We found this carpet. Ooh, where did we find this carpet again?
The
hole.
corpse of Blackthorn, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Was it
Yeah.
Blackthorn? Was that the right name? Okay.
Yeah.
You remember Blackthorn? That famous guy that
Like,
died? Yeah.
Wait,
William
Blackthorn's dead?
Blackthorn.
Oh.
William Blackthorn is dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to get to the gottening. During the gottening, the people were getting got, and he got too. So we found this in his pack.
Hold on. You guys topped something Blackthorn couldn't?
I know we look kind of unassuming, but we got some pretty good skills here. I mean, Otto could do a backflip.
We do
Otto-
not know the
Yeah.
true
Yeah.
circumstances of his death. He was found trussed up in a tree.
So nothing. All right. I just kind of go back to mumbling to myself.
Blackthorn doing out in Podunk, Westington?
That's
I
a
think
very
he
good
was-
question.
Yeah, chasing the evil in this world.
That's kind of what he did.
Where we rescued you, you were in the clutches of some vile witch. I believe he was seeking her out. Never made it that far. Strange plant-like creatures beset upon him.
Just got some famous friends, I guess.
It's pretty
I mean,
sucky. He went down to plants.
I took lectures from him when I was young. I mean,
Really?
I guess I'm 7 years older, so I can say that now, right? That's a thing I can say?
Well, not what in short, he received a proper rightful burial.
That's actually brings something up. Then I'll kind of like ask him to like come closer, and I'll like inspect to see like if my memory can account for what he looked like before he disappeared versus what he looks like now if he's aged.
He doesn't seem to have aged a day. But he's not exactly from a line of people who age poorly. So 7
Yeah.
years, I mean, his dad looked like he was 20. His dad was like 40 something.
Did his facial hair grow? Oh.
To show that time had passed. Is he wearing glasses?
Is he wearing glasses? Did they change his hairline a little bit?
So,
Well,
so
I
he
mean,
has-
he was in a cage for supposedly a couple weeks before we
Yeah.
got there. So he
So yeah, he
obviously...
definitely he had to shave up and
Okay.
so he did in fact go through that transformation of like I was trapped in a cage. Oh, I'm very handsome now. Like that's
Mm.
the thing that happened. Oh, who was it that was in Castaway? What was the name of that guy? The main
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it's
Tom
Tom
Hanks?
Hanks. Like,
Will
yeah.
Wilson.
It was Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, Wilson.
Wilson.
He went through that.
There's no crying in baseball.
Just any Tom Hanks quote. Life is like a box of chocolates. Haha.
My life is like a box of chocolates.
So he says what do you what do you do?
What?
He says, what do you do?
What do we do?
Now, what do you
Party?
do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big question. It all started when I was 5 years old. I used to
He
hang out.
laughing, not him. He meant to keep a straight face.
I was
So we're
always
gonna keep
seeking adventure. Oh,
Yeah, we're going to keep moving as this is happening, right? So-
Yeah, this is all while the party is like traveling.
and
So
then I'm gonna take them through my childhood.
You take him through your entire life story.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
And
And then I found these guys, and I really think we can find the good in this world and defeat the evil. That's the end of the story.
so Aubrey actually listens intently. Like he's not rolling his eyes or being annoyed, or he doesn't have the same reaction anyone else has. Because when you open up, like it all started when I was 5 years old, right? Everybody else is like, oh my god,
They just
really
tune out,
fucking
right?
happy. Right? Aubrey has none of that, and he's actually listening,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
And he stops. He says, I like how you think.
Thank you.
That makes one of us.
Wow, my dad never said that.
He says, well, your dad should have.
He will once I find him.
Dudley, if you don't mind my asking, how old actually are you?
17.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know that.
I think.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to count time these days,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, okay.
Fucking...
That's. Yep, okay.
In Dudley's defense, the sky is rotten, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard to see the moon's phases. The tides.
he says, so what do you plan on doing when you find your dad?
I'm hoping that he'll join our party and continue to help with us, but mostly I just want to see where he's been. He left a little before everything fell apart.
You don't know where he went?
Well, he left on one of his excursions, his fur trading excursions, and he just never came back.
He says, I can almost relate. I
Why?
haven't seen my dad in a while either.
How long?
According to Emery, it's been 7 years.
Oh shit! Shoot!
Dudley! Watch your tongue, boy. Well, watch it out with soap.
Sorry.
Like Captain America's like sticking his head into his
Dudley's
camera. Excuse me.
Well, what did your dad do?
And he says, my dad was the head of the order.
Oh wow! I'm gonna look to Emery and Oberdon. Did you guys know him?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was he like?
Well, it depends if you refer to in his younger years or more recently.
Both.
Well, more recently, he voluntarily sacrificed his own son, so I wasn't exactly in the most prominent
wow.
of opinion amongst many. But he did
want
what
to find your dad?
had to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, because if he did it, I'm gonna make him pay.
Oh jeez. You really think you could do something like that?
It's kind of his right. One of the natural laws in our order is with time passing, it's generally considered unnatural for a child to pass before their parent. Kind of sacrilegious of them to even do it to begin with, which is why I trusted they weren't going to.
That's just so awful.
He says, "That's
We
not
were
even
led to
counting your
believe it
aunt."
was necessary to bring about the gatekeeper to defend and protect our world. Unfortunately, we were all lied to.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's way worse than my dad.
Yeah, with any luck, your dad'll be cool.
Well, I hope so.
He says, what about you, Otto?
Huh? What?
You
What?
got a dad?
You got
Uh,
it, Dad.
Yeah? I mean, what? Yeah.
I mean, I knew Emery's dad. Hjorthorg told me a little bit about his dad. I assume Oberdon is the dad. What about you?
Oh, well, I mean, like, a lot of people have to have a dad. Is that, sorry, I'm sorry. Really trying to figure this, how you are here thing out.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people have dads.
I mean, everyone kind of has to, like, have a dad at some point. Yeah, he was, and you kind of see Otto search for a second and go, he was a shining beacon in my life. He taught me right from wrong. He taught me how to help people in need. And he also taught me how to do the aforementioned backflip, which you didn't get to see, unfortunately for you. Maybe it will come a time. I'm not some sort of trained monkey, so please don't ask me to do it. That's not kind of my bag.
Could you though?
I mean, I really shouldn't just expend
Come on,
myself.
Otto.
Okay. And I'm going to attempt to do a really sweet backflip.
First off, that just happened. Second off, I had a player at my table just now declare their action. I do a really sweet backflip.
Well, in fairness, I said attempt because we'll see what happens.
All right, roll me jump or tumble.
I will roll you yump.
Yump it.
All right,
I'm going to roll either one.
roll me yump or yumble. I'm good.
Let's do let's go with yump.
All right.
We're going to roll a yump here.
20.
Oh yeah.
All right. So how sweet is this backflip?
Not the sweetest backflip. Like I don't do a lot of flourish on. I'm still trying to kind of be like humble in this moment. Be like, all right, if you insist, and I just do a quick little backflip and just kind of land. And I put my hands up.
Doesn't
Yeah,
quite stick the landing.
I put my hands up. No. It wasn't so much for the recognition. It was just it was more of like that's how I handshake. Actually, that's the auto handshake is a backflip.
So the other person shaking your hand has to backflip too?
No. They usually stand there astounded with their hand outstretched as I blow their mind with a sort of move like that. 9.5. You flatter me. No, that is the hero's handshake, as I've come to call it, is a backflip.
Wow.
Yeah, that's sort of my calling card.
I'm trying to be a hero, so
Well,
I
you
guess I need
do.
to learn that eventually.
You do have a little ways to go. If you do remember, well, you might not remember our first attempt, as you were quite inebriated at the moment.
What attempt?
Exactly. But yeah, Aubrey, he taught me how to do that. So really, he's my hero.
Aubrey will pat Otto on the back. He says, "I dig."
Okay. Righteous.
Got away with it. Righteous.
I could see you almost partially like as you said that word.
I just digging in a little, you know.
Now I made you say that, and my evening is complete.
And I'll never be the same again.
So with all of that having been said, I just wanted to establish the slight bit of introductory fuckery that's going to be going on for the rest of this adventure by having Dudley talk about Dudley's tragic past.
I dig.
I did. You know what's funny is I actually say I dig in every day.
I believe it. 100%.
So night will fall, and it will be very, very cold. It was warm, it was temperate, it was nice, the weather was fine, and now it is very stingingly cold. The wind bites at your skin. Who here has the highest survival?
Let's see.
I do, because I don't feel it. What the hell was that?
What the fuck was that?
Who did that?
What did
I just do?
That was squeak.
That's why it's called Evil Squeegee.
I don't know. That was really weird, but
That's why he's weak.
I don't feel this cold
that's why he's a
whatsoever,
squeak.
so I'm good.
Oh yeah, you are, aren't you?
I'm a special monk.
Oh.
I don't feel extreme heat or colds, so
Basically,
three.
you have the
Got
power.
a
It's
one.
basically, did the DM just set the environment in the mood? That's basically that.
well, I'm
power.
wearing a basic monk tunic, and I'm just walking calmly, you know?
So who has the highest survival? It's probably Dudley.
Yeah, I have a
I
one.
only have a 3.
Better than I do.
Okay, so I
But
Well,
I
it's
also
fine.
do have blankets and a
that?
bedroll and stuff like that to stay warm. So
Yeah, you're basically this is to find a suitable place to
Oh,
set
okay.
your camp. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Emery got a 23.
look, that abandoned house over there looks perfect.
Actually, yes, we'll actually say that that Emery, you notice a small formation of stones that are stacked on top of each other in a fashion that is deliberate, which indicates that there is it's a marker of some kind, and you'll notice that there's an overgrown trail off to the side. You almost don't see it because of how dark it is. I assume either Oberdon's walking forward with a light spell or a torch. And so you'll kind of see the little shadow cast by that, and you'll point it out, and the group will be like, "Oh," because that probably indicates some sort of campsite. And you'll head along, and what you'll find is after you brush the willow trees out of the way, you're muted. You're muted as fuck, dude.
I was gonna say, is it my aunt's cabin in the woods?
Yes.
We're all
It's
gonna take a week-long vacation.
It's an old. It probably was at one point meant to be a tavern or a hotel or an inn. But it's abandoned.
Righteous. Got him.
The windowsills kind of tilted a little bit. The door doesn't look like it closes all the way. There's cobwebs and vermins and varmints kind of scuttling around the outside. The wood is all kind of weathered, and the whole place has fallen into a rather decrepit state of disarray. But you'll be able to strike camp that evening.
Yeah.
It turns out it's not haunted.
Mhm. I was gonna say, like, this place looks like it could use a carpenter. Or a film joke.
Pastel?
So what I want to know is, that night, does anybody have anything special they want to do camping that evening? Nobody wants to investigate the site. Nobody wants to do anything specific.
Oh, it's a whole. Yeah, we should investigate the site.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I will secure Rankin Samuelson properly.
Secure the donkey.
Feed him.
Care for him.
And honestly,
I mean, I take first watch. We probably do.
Yeah, I'll do a watch, but I care little about unless it looks like something of religious significance. I'm probably not going to investigate the site. If I'm honest,
Emery would probably check to make sure there's no unburied bodies, because places like this in this kind of place are usually a little populated.
I mean, yeah, I take first watch before Oberdon, and I'd probably walk around the site kicking absent-mindedly at stuff, sort of searching it, but not really investigating.
So for a second there, before I realized you were talking about like turning things over and investigating stuff, just kicking at stuff, I envisioned you like kind of casually walking around the site going and like random shit. I was like, that looks like a little seriously, Shag.
Nope, I'm with Dudley. I don't take anything seriously anymore.
Just kick it.
No, absent like as I'm walking.
Yeah, you're like flipping stuff over and looking at it. My brain just decided that's not what that meant. I thought you should know what was in my head because
I'm not doing 3 ninjas. Don't make me do 3 ninjas.
Oh, do 3 ninjas.
No, I'm not doing 3 ninjas.
But do it.
Nope.
Do it.
Rocky loves Emily.
Okay, so first, second, and third watch. If you have any less than 3 watches, somebody's gonna be tired, basically.
Yeah, I'm doing second.
You're doing second. Who's doing first?
I'll do first.
Who's on first?
Who's on first?
Yorvik's on first. It's just as bad.
Arthur's on first.
Okay, so Aubrey will volunteer for a watch unless you guys don't want him watching.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want him watching, or yeah, you're cool with him watching?
Auto watching? Sure, that's fine.
Oh, that's not what he said at all.
Aubrey,
cool, man.
Aubrey, nice listening ears.
Hey, could
today.
you pay attention?
I am paying attention.
Are you though?
I'm pretty sure to be on to watch.
He was reading.
No, I don't trust Aubrey. I would rather Auto.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, okay.
I will take watch. No problem.
All right, so first, second, third. First, I want you to roll me spot and search.
All right.
Because you said you were investigating, and I want to know if you noticed the impending doom.
Cool. Probably not. There's my spot,
Yay!
and here's my search.
So this is right.
Jesus!
This is
Wow.
where I realized I was in the
That's
wrong
zero.
roll 20 this whole time. What were those rolls?
20 and 19. Oh,
Nope.
No, 9 and 0.
Yeah. It's your actual listening checks today so far. Cool.
Oh, touche.
Wow.
Ooh, I'm getting spicy.
You're not bitter at all.
I need a
Chili scones!
Get a little hot.
All right, so what was the search check?
0.
You find nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. What was the spot check?
A 9.
Actually, you do notice that there are things moving in the woods, but they seem to be avoiding you.
Okay.
Like, the fact that you are patrolling is enough to scare them away, which means that either they are just natural wildlife and probably not predators, or they're scavengers that would normally come here to feed on corpses.
Yeah, they're also not coming because occasionally I do wata. Wata?
I occasionally enjoy a wata.
Like when I pass a window, I make those noises outward. You know, not
outward. Okay,
Yeah.
I envision you walking around the outside of the house, like going wata as you walk past the window.
Sure.
It's the
And then so after a few hours, I'll wake
Bruce
Oberdon
Lee.
up and
All right.
go to sleep.
Oberdon,
Yes.
roll me spoot.
Please roll better than me, man.
I would, but I'm not gonna.
I believe in you, dude. Come on.
Oh,
All right.
dice throwing a shindig. You'd know I'd go, but I ain't gonna.
All right, Spot.
See?
14.
Nice.
Hey.
Overdon! Whatever is out there is quadrupedal. That's a word I'm using right now. It's quadrupedal. Stands about the height of a small pony. But does not fit the shape of anything you are familiar with.
Ooh.
And it does not seem to ping any of your memory banks regarding demons. It's not lurching around like an undead.
Okay.
And it is definitely, like, it's not hanging around and investigating you. It just kind of, like, passes around every now and then it notices that you exist. And the shape in the darkness will, like, freeze, like, oh no, I've been spotted! You know, like a raccoon does?
Uh-huh.
And then after a while, it will slowly move away, provided you don't, like, charge at it screaming.
Okay, I am... So it naturally moves away?
Mm-hmm. It
Right.
doesn't seem to want to fight with you, but it's very wary about whether or not you want to fight with it.
I'm going to scrabble around and find a rock on the ground. Dig amongst
All right.
the...
I'm not
I
gonna try
know
to roll
we're
for that.
piles of rocks, so I'm going to make sure I have a rock in my hand. And then keep an eye out and look to see if it comes any closer. Squint and see if I can kind of see any dark shapes.
It doesn't seem to come any closer than it does the first time. And again, like, you're not even certain if you're seeing the same one the second time.
Right.
It's ever since the shattering, the world has become a very terrible place to be traveling on your own.
How
So
close does it get to us in feet,
It's about-
roughly?
Okay, so you got thick trees, so it's probably like 50 feet out, and you're barely able to make it out, and it doesn't seem to come any closer than that.
Okay.
At one point towards the end of your shift, something will spook it, and it will bolt with a ridiculous speed away.
Do I see, or can I possibly figure out what it was that spooked it?
Roll me search.
A searchy. A little searchy. Okay, let's have a look.
Just a wee bit of searching, you know.
Alright, search, not spot, right?
Correct.
Okay, good, I'm better at that. I'll probably... 19.
19. The most unsettling thing is that you can't determine what spooked it.
Okay.
But I will tell you that it's one of those moments where when you realize that you can't see what spooked it, that spooks you more than anything else.
Okay. We didn't light a campfire or anything, did we?
If you did light a fire, it would have been in the house, I imagine. But I would probably guess you wouldn't want to be drawing attention to yourselves in the
No,
woods.
I don't recall that we did. I was
It
making
is
sure nobody else
bloody
did.
cold. But you have blankets and shit for that. So.
Okay. Alrighty. Then, unsettlingly, I will go over and, with my boot, nudge awake whoever was doing the third watch
It's Octavius.
and say,
Octavius,
Huh? Yeah, I'm up.
there are some strange four-legged creatures out there that keep coming close, but I think they're more curious than anything else. But
It's just like
there's
it's just like a
something
deer or
else
something.
out there, something more sinister that spooked
What?
her, and I can't see it.
Something's wrong with your mic, Gore, I think.
my mic.
There you go.
There you go.
My bank.
You're just acting out.
You broke my mic!
You might actually be having the software. If you go into audio settings for Zoom, it might be auto adjusting your microphone, and you want to turn that off.
Oh, okay. Well, it shouldn't have affected on the stream, though. Or is it for you, or is it for...
I just didn't.
Well, stream
just
is
didn't-
saying that it's buzzy, and then
No,
we're
you
having
s-
trouble hearing you.
Oh,
You
okay.
sound fine. It was just when you were doing your accent, I think you...
Well, I was talking very quiet, so...
It was
Yeah.
really quiet. I think that's all it was. Is you just kind of. I
It's
just didn't hear
also-
the last part you said.
It's
Yeah.
also if you talk over him,
I'll
it
turn the
lowers
gain
his
up a
volume
little
to
bit
raise
then.
yours.
Yeah,
I
I'll
just-
check. I'll check the settings in Zoom.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Basically, say
There's something else out there. Something spooked it. Something sinister.
But it hasn't done anything. Or
Not as yet.
well, definitely won't now. And I'll kind of rise to my feet and start stretching, getting ready. All right, you get some sleep. I got it from here. And I'll do watch.
And I'll do watch.
Do watch.
It was just silent. I'm like,
That's almost better than doing science.
yeah.
I'll do watch. Roll me watch. Spot.
Okay. Okay. Spot. Not good. I was hoping to be more. That's not bad. Yeah.
All right, so that's for your passiveness, as you're just like you're up, and you don't even see any weird shapes, four-legged or otherwise.
I'm more of a listen guy.
That's a good words. That's a good word, Snug.
You know. I'm more.
I do watch. I'm more of a listen guy.
More of a listen guy. Okay, so what do I see? I see it all. Give me the deets.
I don't see a dice roll.
It was a 7.
Never happened.
You got a 7. You didn't see it because it was messaged to me.
Oh, okay.
Because
Why?
I'm the special one.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
that happened?
special.
It somewhere something over the rainbow checked off to the GM.
Well, it was a 7, everyone.
Norman, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
You've gone to sleep now.
No. I got some sleep before. I'm not going to be vigilantly watching, but I am too nervous to fall asleep.
Okay.
So I'm kind of going to back Octavius up.
About being like floating in the sky or like.
What?
What is happening?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thor, you're totally trolling us, aren't you?
Not me.
You're trolling us. Because Chad doesn't see what your backgrounds.
No, I've got a library background, same as I've always got. I don't know what your problem is.
Too much you're in space.
I'm not in space. I don't know what you're talking about. You're mental.
Oh boy.
Something wrong with you. Something clearly not right with all of you.
No,
You're imagining things.
off the rails, baby.
Okay. It's okay. Okay, you're right.
All right. So as you are, Oberdon, as you are like in the cabin and you're resting, but you're not sleeping, right? A great red dragon will sneak up behind you.
Wait, what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so
That's me. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even. I don't know what they're talking
you
about.
don't see anything as you're patrolling or looking out the windows or poking your head out the door that seems even remotely like what he had said. You do. Oh Jesus!
Stop.
I don't know for real. What are you? What is your problem?
We gotta play this game.
Oh, we don't have to.
What the fuck? I was fine.
Oh my god.
I was on target. I was fine. I was not. And then that just like.
Chat's just mad at us. They don't know what's happening.
No, and I don't know what's happening. It's you. It's all you, Jay.
Oh, is it actually not showing up on stream?
It's not showing up on stream.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what your deal is.
Now, all right.
You're obviously imagining something. I don't know what it is, but
Oh god. Oh, okay.
Reroll, though.
Oh, yeah, who is that?
Okay. Yep. Okay.
there.
All right.
Gore is just so loud right now. Something's going on with your mic, though, for real.
Your gain is too high.
Yeah.
Good break. Good break.
Shouldn't be.
Okay, so, Otto,
Yeah.
you know that Oberdon thus far has not been full of shit and actually has been pretty much on target. He's been a little grumpy, and his bedside manner could use some work, but you've never known him to see shit where it isn't.
Oh yeah. No, I trusted him when he said that.
So the question is, do you take it upon yourself to maybe go a little above and beyond to maybe impress the group?
Do you not know who I am? I absolutely want to do that.
All right.
Silently though. Like I would try to sneak around it to try to like the prey becomes the hunter type of a thing, you know?
All right. So first, roll me sneak.
Okay.
Which is actually hide in and not sneak at all.
Yes.
Or move silently, whichever you prefer.
Oh, they would have been.
Go ahead and roll move silent. That's fine.
Yeah, it would have. That's actually they're the same. They're the same. So that's 19.
So you silently melt into the night. Now roll me search.
Oh, great. Oh, okay.
Come on, you got this.
Ah.
What is
All
that?
right.
What is
It's a
that?
9.
Ah.
Just life.
That's Christelia.
So you messed that one up, but okay.
So what you will find will be nothing.
Cool.
You sneak out, but it's not just that you don't find anything. That's not what I said.
Okay.
Sorry, Delia.
There you go, Tiger.
You you sneak out, right? And you actually catch a glimpse of the shapes that Oberdon was talking about. And it's not a deer. It's not a bear. It's not a dog. It's not anything. It's just a hair off from you being comfortable saying it's a creature that should be in the woods. And you kind of like slowly creep up in its direction, moving in a wide circle around it so that you don't catch its attention.
Yeah.
And then you'll look over at it after having perfectly silently maneuvered into a better vantage point. And it's gone.
Oh.
Wait, no. It's not gone. You see 4 stubs on the ground where its legs should have been.
Wait, you found
Wait.
stubby legs? Or
You just got predated.
Wait.
Something just took it out, right?
they're like
They're just
literally
like
4
legs.
legs.
Wait, nuh-uh.
So you move in closer to try and decipher what you're looking at, and it's the hooves and the ankles.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
The hooves and the ankles, right where there's, and these do not look like the ankles or hooves of anything. Maybe a goat. Maybe.
Okay.
The weirdest goat you've ever seen. The hoof has the hoof is cloven twice. It's not normal. And
Okay.
all you have is it was standing there. And now it really isn't.
So like.
And you heard nothing, and you saw nothing.
Okay.
hmm.
Okay. Okay.
You are just next to these 4 feet.
Yeah.
Where whatever it was that decided that this thing shouldn't be standing here was looking just a second ago.
Uh-huh.
So, Otto, what do you do?
I'm going to get out of there again silently because I don't want to attract any attention, and make my way back to the camp.
Okay, so you're trying to solve a different problem this time? The first time you were trying to not get noticed by the prey. You
Yes.
did that.
Yes.
This time you're trying to not get noticed by whatever the fuck is out here.
Yes.
So roll me again.
Okay. I'm going to switch over to move silently this time. Just because, why not? Oh, yeah.
Damn.
27.
Nice.
All right, so you'll manage to get back to the house safely.
Okay. And then I'm going to board up the door with whatever I can in there. Quietly as well. I don't want to wake everyone up.
Board
I'm
it
trying
up quietly.
On a 27 on move silently, I will let you board the door up without waking anybody.
Yeah, I'm still trying to be conscientious of everyone's sleep, but I definitely want to fortify this door.
Overdon's not asleep.
No, I'm just gonna
I'm
look
still
at him and be like,
yes, no,
Oh, maybe I don't are you like clearly awake?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn around and go like that, and then just silently start barricading the door.
Then in which case, I am going to grab my crossbow, my heavy crossbow, and load it.
Yeah.
Quietly.
And I'll just good idea, and just keep boarding.
It's Aubrey.
Yeah, I figured.
Donkey.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna stand watch. Hopefully this thing doesn't come around. I feel like we're probably safe inside.
You should be.
Okay. And that's
the end of the night.
That's what I'll do. Yeah.
Morning will crest over the horizon, the weak, dying light of a dead, forgotten sun. And you will not be dead. The gottening will not happen.
Okay.
And you are all right. The night passes. You survived.
Okay.
Oh, Mom.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Perhaps we should eat while we go, you know?
Not a morning person.
Clearly. Hey, before we go, I do have a bit to report on my watch.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, there's something out there.
Like hope?
No, definitely not in this case.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
More like despair.
I thought maybe you found what we were looking for.
No, well, in a way, I sort of did. Through the first couple watches, I guess they noticed something creeping around. So obviously, I took it upon myself to get a closer look. And upon doing so, I found what was left of a goat. There's some predator out there that is even, dare I say, more silent than I. And also, dare I say, more deadly than I. Don't know if it's there still. Could be nocturnal. I'm crossing my fingers, hoping it's a nocturnal animal as it hunts at night. So we should be safe during the day.
Okay. All right. God, Amory, you're with me.
Dudley, do you recall different animal tracks from your wilderness boy adventures?
Oh, of course. I'm great at that.
Then let's go outside and see if you can identify the thing.
Okay,
I
sure,
might have a
yeah.
crack at it too.
And I put my sword. Yes. And he'll pick it up. All right, I'm awake. Yep, let's go to this. And Aubrey will go, and the door is boarded up.
Yeah, we'll go and
He will stop
unboard
in
the
front of
door.
And he'll be like, oh.
Precautionary measures, I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, and he'll just like move it. Just
Guys, is it really worth pursuing this thing when we could just leave?
We can
It's
leave, yes, but it would be nice
really
to know
not.
if there's something that might be pursuing us.
Fair enough.
Besides, I haven't stabbed anything since I got out of the cage.
But let's let the boy have a look and see if he can identify what it
Yeah,
might
show
have been.
me. So it was just some tracks you were looking at? That's what you found?
Well, I found some things that make tracks.
Show me what you got.
The track-making parts.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Show me.
Well, let's just go take a look. I think the
Alright.
site will be a little more expletive than my actual words would be.
I'll climb to
And
my
I'll-
feet.
I'll take them. Yeah, I'll take everyone over to where I
Coon
found
hat
the
on.
hooves.
Okay.
So, like Aubrey will put his sword like tip of the ground, right, in its scabbard, and he'll kneel down and he will rest his knee on his he'll rest his elbow on his knee, and he'll kind of look down at these hooves, and then he will that's new. And then he'll look up at Dudley. He says, "Do you recognize these feet?"
Oh, jeez. I thought you... Wow. I'm going to slowly approach these feet. Are they, like, bloody? Like...
Yeah, just stumps like whatever it was that got
Stumps?
this goat just went, and the goat is just not there anymore.
I'm going to take a look at it. Well, first you got to kind of see... You got to look at the track pattern. Is it a hopper, a bounder, a waddler, a zigzagger? I'm going to try to see how the...
A zigzagger.
Yeah, what's the roll me survival? I think survival is the scope of tracking.
Okay.
Yep.
Survival. Bink. Damn it! Why am I rolling ones? Oh.
All right, so rather than giving you wrong information, I'm going to reveal unpleasant truths, and that's how we're going to run this one.
Alright.
Not only do you not know what this thing is, but based on the tracks, because of your expert training in the Adventurers Guild, you can determine the following. 1, this creature is a pack creature.
Okay.
2, it is an herbivore. 3, it's probably very, very heavy. Which means 4, whatever just gulped it up has to be very, very big.
Whew.
And there are no other tracks in the area. Which has Aubrey looking up.
Once I realize all those things in my head, I look to Aubrey and then I see him looking up. So I go, and I too am going to look up to see what I see.
Most unsettlingly, there is nothing abnormal about the trees above you.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with up. There's nothing wrong with up.
There's a lot wrong with that movie. Oh.
I love that movie. Don't you make fun of that movie.
Keep looking up because that's where it all is.
So he's just gonna like look down. He's gonna look at Emery. He says, "What the hell eats mutant goats?"
Hearing mutant goat gets me a little more interested in what kind of goat legs these are. I'm gonna see if I know of any extraplanar being which might be
Roll
this.
me Arcana.
I'm pretty good at that one.
On an 18, you know a thing or two. You do.
Oh, do I?
Yes, you will be able to identify this specifically and very weirdly as a singular. There is only one kind of creature that you are familiar with that happens to have these exact feet. They're usually supposed to have 6, which means you're curious as to where the other 2 legs went. But that double cloven hoof thing was a strange side effect of some rather twisted spell work and experimentation that was being performed by a wizard that the order obtained, let's call it, under the suspicion that he was practicing necromancy. He wasn't, and he was let go. And that was about 5 years before the shattering. But it was a big deal because the order was certain that there was something demonic or something evil going on with what he was doing. And all evidence pointed to something, but there was no evidence that pointed to what. And it was very curious. The whole trial and the whole case it left a bad taste in everyone's mouth, like something was fishy. And these feet belong to the twisted creations of that man.
It's a homunculi, right?
Something like that.
Something. One of the. What was his name? What was his name?
I'm not going to call him Richter Victor, although I'm really tempted to. His name will be Victor von Baron.
This is, gives me a clue as to what might have eaten it. Whatever it was, this thing. Did you see it last night, Otto?
No, I've just saw what was left here.
Okay. This looks like one of the experiments that Victor, was it Von, what was it? I'm gonna write it down.
Baron? Like
Von Baron.
Aubrey will turn around and says, Victor Baron? You're telling me the entire world fucking explodes and that asshole survives?
Looks like it.
Who's that?
I don't know how to explain this to you.
He's a magical
Wait,
monster.
what do you mean to me?
See, you look at things and think they're good, and a lot of people look at them and think of bad ways to use them, and this was one of those guys.
Oh. I don't
Baron.
like him.
Baron was a freak. And I mean that like he was weird.
Yeah.
In the same room as that guy, and he give you the heebie-jeebies just standing there.
It's one thing to love your pets. It's another thing to
Love your pets, I'm guessing.
Huh?
turn your pets into something even more animalistic and monstrous, and then love them. Yeah.
I guess the real question is this guy worth pursuing if he is in this area, or just leave him to his own devices?
Well, the last time we found him, he was on trial for 2 years, and he got off on technicality after technicality after technicality. Given that I'm guessing the order doesn't really hold much, let's call it legal sway, and that all seems to have gone out the window, I'd like to put him down, yeah.
But is that really worth our trouble, you see? I mean, can he help us in any way, feasible way? Or is it just a vengeance quest that you're on?
Wouldn't call it a vengeance quest so much as a... if you had the chance to stop a disease from spreading, would you?
Well, us dwarves barely get diseased.
No.
If you had the opportunity to prevent a cave-in, would you?
Us dwarves are too good at stonework to have
the world
that
doesn't
happen.
revolve around
You
you.
go back in time and
dwarf.
kill her as a
No.
baby.
But
would
you're
you?
asking questions that would not have the same
Okay,
equivalency.
what's something terrible that happens to dwarves?
Well, my city got destroyed.
you
If
could have
somebody
stopped that,
was
would
going
you?
to make the world run out of ale, would you prevent that?
For my dwarven kin, absolutely.
Well, if I mean, there's no trail here, but the fact that he's around here is a little,
In truth, do we have any idea where he might be? What direction?
And,
I mean, Aubrey
what-
points up and he goes, I was hoping he would be right here.
but also something got his creation, right? So that's more dangerous, perhaps, than him, or is he in control of it?
Hell if I know, man. He was nuts.
Okay, so what are we really scared of? The predator that killed his creation, or him himself?
I'm kind of scared of both.
I'm kind of worried that the predator that killed his creation is another one of his creations and another one of his games.
But if we have no idea where to look, perhaps we should continue on our way unless we find something to give us sway over where he might be hiding.
I agree. Just to be wary that this area is probably not the safest
Our
for a
first,
variety of reasons.
our first destination is the Crimson Inn, correct?
Well, our first sight to see on the way past, yes.
Well,
Yes, it
we
was
could go in
more,
there and ask.
The Crimson House, it was more pointed out to us that we should avoid it.
Yeah, but we can deal with anything. We have Dudley.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
We have
Yeah, our fearless
Dudley.
leader. We'll have him go in
No,
first.
but we have.
Oh yeah. I
More-
forgot. Am I still the leader?
More seriously, we have Aubrey, and they have information possibly for both things, correct? Your uncle, your brother, or
Well,
whatever.
if nothing else, we should warn them about what we found here.
Yeah, we should warn them. Sorry.
Aubrey says, I mean, there's no point sitting around here. If we have no direction to go, then just
What?
sitting here is, we should go.
Then let's round
Either
up
gonna
and head
find
on
him
to
here-
head on to Worthington.
So perhaps, might I suggest we go, as Oberdon suggested, and you guys on Pastel, right above the tree line, and see if you see something flying around that's
Okay.
scary?
Sure. So I was thinking you guys could go here, and I'll get up on Pastel and fly above the tree,
tree
line.
line.
What do you think of that?
That's a good plan,
All
Dudley.
right. Cool.
I like that plan.
Thank you. Let's do that plan.
Yes, Dudley. Fly up above us like a big flag.
Come on, Pastel. Wait. Can you make me invisible?
You're
Pastel.
tiny. You're
Thanks,
tiny
man.
enough. You're fine.
Well,
I'm
then-
actually going to take a moment and I'm going to look at Otto really quick and I'm just going to be like, you know what, Dudley? Yeah, tell you what, you'll still be able to see yourself, but you'll be invisible. Okay?
I don't believe that. I know how magic works.
Okay, yeah.
I
You
know
just
how-
hold on. You just hold on because
You can't fool me.
I'm going to I'm gonna cast Cure Minor Wounds on him.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, real magic has definitely been cast.
And I will walk over and say, Dudley.
Yeah.
I'll pull out the rock that I picked. This. And I'll act like I'm trying to hand it to him, but without being literally...
Are we really doing the Invisible Boy challenge?
If anything happens, throw this rock down to us to get our attention. Where are you? Dudley! Dudley.
I'm here. What?
Take this rock. Where are you?
I'm right here.
There. Take the rock.
Okay.
But don't fall off, because if you fall off, we won't be able to see where you fall.
You gotta use your ears. You gotta listen. You gotta listen for him. You can't see him.
Well, precisely. I was waiting for him to take the rock from my hand.
I'm gonna do swirlies with the rock and be like, floating.
Oh, look. Oh, the sinister rock. Oh.
Alright, and I'm gonna climb onto Pastel. Alright, you ready, Pastel?
I'm giving Oberdon inspiration. That was amazing. Highlight of my session so far. That's Oberdon being like, sinister rock. Oh, that was brilliant. All right, so we have the us, a lot of the us and the stuttering and the GM actually saying what's going on. We have Dudley on Pastel in the air above the tree line. Dudley, roll me spoot.
A spoot chick.
A spoot chick.
A spoot chick. Okay.
And as he's heading up there, I'm just gonna look at everyone and be like, I don't know how he's doing it, but he's making the world kind of fun again.
Oh. Oh, my heart. That's all he wanted. Okay,
on a 10, Dudley, you will not spot any danger.
Doodly.
But you keep a vigil. A very invisible vigil. An invigil.
I love invigils.
Invigils.
The best kind of vigils.
The best kind of vigil.
The invigils.
Out of all the vigils, they are my favorite vigils.
They are my favorite.
Yeah, the invigils.
The invigils.
Love it.
It is only another day or so until you reach the Crimson House.
Ooh.
The Crimson House, where you've been warned not to stop. So
can you describe the Crimson House to us as we approach it?
Okay, so I'll set the tone here because you'll know this before you reach the house, because it's the house that you were told not to stay in. Naturally, the weather turns to shit as you approach the Crimson House. Pink lightning roils in the sky.
Oh my god, more with the pink
clouds roll in and it starts to rain and the wind starts to whip around. And so your first sight of the Crimson House is actually the silhouette of this old rickety building being cut out against the horizon and the tree line by a flash of lightning.
Okay.
Casting a huge shadow that is way more ominous than the building actually deserves. It's fallen apart, and it has been for years, much like the building that you just came from, except this place, somebody uses the building. So little bits and pieces of it have been closed, so they work. Like the doors aren't like swaying in the wind. The shutters are still like flapping about, making ominous, wooden clapping noises, and there's creaking as the building kind of sways this way and that. There is a small stable. There are several horses that should have been tethered, but aren't, kind of like huddled up against the side of the building, trying to find shelter from the storm. It's not actually, it's so close to the front road that you can see it, and there was, judging by the coloration of the wood until very recently, like 2 wooden poles upon which should be hanging a sign, but the poles have snapped off either in the wind or because something else. And you're guessing that probably would have said something like, I don't know, the Crimson House.
At a guess, yeah.
And you're gonna guess they call it that because the paint job, which is old and peeling and faded, would probably at one point have been a bright red with white trim, but over the many decades of this building standing, it has faded and been weathered down, and it is now blood red with flesh-colored trim.
Okay.
Yes.
If that's the case, I'm gonna be Dudley.
Yeah.
Come down from up there. This terrible weather might be
How do
struck
you
by
know
lightning.
where I am?
I can see the carpet, Dudley.
What was the point of making me invisible? And I'm gonna fly it down. Come on, Pastel.
You're invisible, Dudley, but the carpet can be seen from the ground.
Well, that's just poor planning. I'm gonna hop off. What?
Well, we
Still put
kind of
you up
depend
there
on
in
you
this
for the
bad
planning, don't
weather.
we, Dudley?
Well,
Being our leader and all.
this is my bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I apologize. The next time I'll try to get it straight.
What a wise, humble leader we have.
Indeed.
It looks kind of ominous, huh?
Well,
Is that where we're
considering
trying to
the
go?
weather is so bad, and we were advised that it is not a particularly pleasant place to stay, but I'm sure that that's in reference to the lack of quality food, uncomfortable beds, and no doubt little more than splashed potato to drink. But I don't know about you, but I prefer the insides of a worn, weathered inn than the blustering winds, pouring rain, and thunder and lightning.
Worst case scenario, it's some creepy serial killer's house, and we kill him.
Well, precisely.
Yeah. Or some other kind of abomination.
Potato, splash. And
Perhaps
Aubrey
we
will
should
start
have
walking
a,
towards the front.
Splash.
Such a look
My
inside
dad
before we
always said,
reveal
don't
our
judge
number.
an animal by its fur, so it might be okay in there.
Who said that?
My dad.
Oberdon's kind of like looking at everybody ominously.
What you thinking, Dad?
Octavius, why don't you go and stick your head inside and see what you can see?
With pleasure.
After all,
You walk away.
he
As I
doesn't look
slink
so ominous,
away.
but if something does happen, he can at least take care of himself. We'll wait outside. I'd rather not let them know our numbers at this point.
Absolutely. BRB. And I'll head off to go scout. Scout ahead.
All right, roll me. Snook.
Okay. Let's go with...
I'll give you a +4 here because the weather is absolute garbage.
Okay.
It's
We'll
like
add, so
pouring out.
we'll add +4 to this roll then. Ooh, I'll need it too. So 17.
+17. All right.
18.
Also, roll me search.
Oh, great.
You say that every time.
Well, search is not
great.
my strong suit. 10.
A tune.
10.
All right, with a 17 and a tune.
18.
18.
18. I wrote a 17 and a teen.
18.
17 and a teen.
You kind of like your whole objective here is to go up unnoticed, peek in the windows, kind of find out what you can find out without having to like be like, "Hi guys, I'm coming inside."
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So what you will find out by kind of like going around the building is that one, there is only one entrance or exit. The back door was boarded up, and that boarding up is recent. By comparison to the rest of the wood, you're probably guessing 2 or 3 years tops. It's been boarded up for a while, but it's been boarded up more recently than the apocalypse.
Sure. Okay.
You know what I'm gonna cover up Gorbad's camera. That's what
You can't handle it.
So from the various points, you'll also realize this is one of those, you know how like Victorian houses are built by people who don't know how to fucking build houses, and it is obnoxious as shit. Their hallways are too goddamn thin. The stairs are too fucking steep. The layout of the fucking building doesn't make any goddamn sense. I live in one of those houses right now.
Oh.
This house has non-Euclidean hallways, I swear to God. somebody breaks into this house and is like stalking through my house to kill me. I don't feel bad for me. I feel bad for them because I know my way around. Right? It's one of those places where the hallways are all very cramped, and you at no point does any window look where you expect it to look into. And so you will notice there are distinctly two kinds of people inside of this house. And there are many people inside the house. One, there are weary travelers who are taking off their cloaks and they're, coming in from the rain, or they're waiting for the rain to go off, right? And then there's very occasionally somebody in the building who looks a little alarmed. Just a little alarmed. And you'll notice that those people who are alarmed are never in the same room as the other people. So like you'll be looking and you'll see a big main room with a couple of people, just having a drink of ale in front of a fire, just talking stories or whatever. But then the next window over is in front of a staircase, and you're not even certain how a staircase managed to be here because these windows are basically right next to each other, but what the fuck? And somebody will be like running up and down the stairs, like freaking out. And that pattern will kind of continue as you go all the way around the house. Okay, so frantic, multiple people, essentially. Yeah, at least one or two people. It's difficult to see because the weather and the windows are like grungy. So at least one or two people who are like a little upset visibly. Can I see like how big they are? Like, are they imposing looking, or are they? No, nobody here. Nobody here seems to be rather imposing, except for some of the dudes drinking. Okay. So if that's all I'll be able to ascertain, I'll come back to the group, report back, say, well, they have put defenses in place. Seems they've made some sort of a Oberton, I'll talk so that you can understand. There's a choke point that they have made. They have re-fortified their defenses at said choke point. So they are strategically in a good place of defense. It is the only way in or out. There are multiple hostiles. They are unaware of our presence currently, so we do have the element of surprise if we do mean to strike, though I can't tell if they mean to do anyone harm. But there are multiple people in the house.
Why do you think that they're hostile?
No. I said I don't know if they're hostile
I see.
or not.
Then why did you refer to them as hostiles? I'm still trying to learn the lingo here. I'm trying to speak your language. Don't I get a little credit for that?
Aubrey will give you a nudge. It says bogus.
Bogey.
Keep in mind, I don't speak human lingo, so just speak plainly.
There's some dudes in the house.
There's some people in the house and they're fortified.
Except with an E.
Get it? Yeah, kinda. Huh.
Dude.
They could be good people then.
That's what I mean. I do not. Yeah, I don't know if they're good or bad. They are afraid of something on the outside. I'd hope that it would not be us, but I'm not sure.
Unlikely.
Well, let's approach. Let's talk to them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any like inherent danger from going over there.
Yes, for once I'm in agreement with the boy.
I think
let's.
We should let our intentions be known early.
Aubrey's gonna stop and says, maybe we should put our best faces forward.
It's a great idea.
Are we still not concerned about people recognizing Aubrey?
Can you like?
Aubrey stops and says, good idea. You have a cloak, right, Emery?
Yeah.
I will totally be the dark stranger.
You look sinister.
Hey, Dudley, are you good with crafts?
Of course I am.
Could you make like little stick glasses and a little stick mustache that he can put on?
No, that's not. They're gonna see a stick mustache and not believe that for a second. That's a bad idea. Sorry, Otto.
Why don't we just cut off the top of your hair?
That's why you're the leader, Duds. That's why you're the leader.
Yeah, you gotta think a little smarter than that sometimes.
You know what? You're right. I apologize.
Now, if you cut off some hair and glue that on, it might work.
Thank you for the cloak, Emery.
We fixed that? All right, cool.
No offense, but from what I've gathered, our nice faces are Otto and Duds.
Precisely.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have told you that.
Hjorthork has already said he doesn't speak human all that well, and we have Oberdon. I'd throw myself in, but the whole point is I don't have a face right now, and we don't let Embry walk point on meeting new.
Dark
people.
Kermit. That's what you look like.
Oh, he does.
Isn't that funny?
He does look like Dark Kermit.
All right. Okay. Wow. Okay, let's do this. Let's enter. Come on, guys.
Are we all going?
You guys
at least,
first.
Me and you first, but then.
All right, yeah. How do we show that we're not? We mean them no harm.
Smile.
The
Okay.
stable.
Be friendly.
I thought maybe we should be like carolers or something.
Are we trying to? No. Are we trying to get in for? What's our goal again?
To have them not be afraid when on our approach.
Okay.
I think that's step
Is this
one.
where your uncle is? Why are we here?
Brother.
I don't remember.
Or is it uncle? I'm sorry, I don't
My
remember.
uncle is somewhere north of here. We're supposed to be getting to Worthington. It just seems like it's not likely that we're going to be doing much traveling this evening.
Right, and they could have seen him and you could have a more up-to-date info about him. And also potentially this wizard that's trading other Gotners.
Can we just go inside? It's freaking cold out
You
here.
head inside.
Is
I
it?
will secure the donkey, and then I'll be in.
Is it?
Jesus.
Oh, that was good.
Is it?
Oh,
It's cold. Overdone is right, let's go.
All right, we'll enter the building.
All right.
Well,
And I'm going to take the mule to the stable.
All right, so I would under normal circumstances here, I would ask both Otto and Dudley to roll me charisma, diplomacy, something to like make that passive impression. But what will happen is after all this, like, what are we gonna do? You guys will open up the front door and you'll walk in, and like one of the dudes in the main room who is drinking will just like casually look at the door being open and just go back to drinking, and like nobody gives a shit.
Oh, mission accomplished, studs. We did it again.
Let's find a table.
well done, everyone.
Yeah, well done, everyone.
Aubrey's like, I've always wanted to do this. And like with his big cloak on, he just like walks over to the dark corner where there's nowhere else sitting and sits down.
That's not ominous or anything.
Hey, let's just play up to it. We should sit over here.
Go get us drinks, Otto.
Oh,
Too young.
okay, sure, no problem.
Yes,
So what do you want?
They ID in this day and age.
No, you know what I like. Please, please, please.
Yeah, I do, but I'm not. No. You need to be responsible. I'll get you a sparkling ale or whatever.
Sparkling ale.
Whatever Martinelli's is. And
Give him a wine cooler. No one can get drunk off those things.
Those I'm afraid. I'm afraid of you right now, Snuggler.
So I'll go up to the bar. Is there a barkeep up there, or is there?
There does not seem to be a bar. What you see here is like
Okay.
a lobby with a couple of chairs, a couple of tables.
Are there drinks anywhere?
It's not actually a tavern.
Okay, I'll turn to the guy and go. Excuse me, my fine sir. Where did you ascertain that drink from?
Oh, is it me?
Yeah. Yes. You.
He's like a big, burly dude, like huge, muscular, clearly the kind of guy who does a good stabbing for his living, like an adventurer type, right? Like
Yeah,
Like a good
keep going.
stabbing.
Keep going.
a good
I love it.
stabbing. He says, I just took it.
From?
This is from the kitchen. The staff it started ignoring me, so I just took it.
Oh,
Nothing
why-
wrong with that. They owe me some service.
So there is service here.
There was.
Is it common for service to cease?
I've been here for 3 days. There ain't been service for 2. And this is about the time when Oberdon is gonna walk in after having set Rank and Samuelson up in the stable.
Yeah. And there was
And
a
as-
place to secure him safely, I'm assuming. Why
Yeah.
are the other 3 horses not tied up?
Because the ropes had been cut deliberately.
Right. Then that would lead me to not necessarily go straight into the tavern.
Oh, okay. What would you be doing?
I don't know whether the ropes were cut because of the storm and they wanted the horses not to be caught here, or if somebody else recently cut them? I'm going to make sure no one's hiding in any of the stalls or anything.
All right, roll me search. So Oberdon is coming in. He says, till that fucking asshole came in with his goddamn donkey and everything went to shit.
Who?
From behind you, Otto, I'm just going to say, was it that uncle?
24 on that search.
You
Damn,
will find
nice.
one unconscious, drunken son of a bitch, just like his head in the trough, his vomit in the trough, not aware that the world is going to shit because he's KO. And you will find one body.
Ooh. What does the body look like?
The body looks like an average Joe, like not a fighter, not anybody special. A very like the most commoner of all the commoners. As a matter of fact, the kind of guy who wouldn't even necessarily survive a trip to or from this place, given the surrounding environment,
Gotcha.
the woods and the long journeys and stuff. So he's probably somebody who should be here.
Can I make a heal check to see how he died?
Yes, you can. Spin that wheel and roll me heal. I haven't been playing this game.
25.
25. So
Hmm.
this guy is not wearing the clothes that he wore when he was impaled on a blade. And on a 25, he's not wearing the robes he was wearing when he was impaled by a blade that is roughly about the same size as a standard issue Order of Adalis blade.
Okay. I'm gonna go and pull the drunk's head out of the trough. First of all, to make sure he doesn't drown.
Sleep.
Go, you! Wake up!
Sleep.
I'm just gonna get some of the water and splash it into his face, and then just kind of like...
What? What? Oh god, it's raining.
I'm gonna grab him by the scruff of the head and turn him around, kind of aggressively, and then thrust him down to his knees in front of the corpse, as if I'm almost like you're sticking a dog's nose in a business that it just did and shouldn't have done. I'm gonna say, "What happened here?"
Oh god, he's dead! And he starts freaking out.
I'll slap him like a... not as, just wake him up, kind of come to your senses type snap, yeah.
Oh, I was hoping it would be like a pimp slap, you know?
Yeah. No, with a gauntlet on, a pimp slap is a serious thing.
We don't fuck with that unless we gotta.
I'm gonna say, yes, he is dead. Who is he?
I don't know, man. He runs the place.
He runs the place.
Yeah, I think. He took my cloak and my money and gave me a bed.
So you rented a place to stay from this man. You believe he is the proprietor?
That fucking ugly face, yes.
Fine. Stay here with the body. You hear me? Stay here.
Leave me with the body, you fucking psychopath.
It can't hurt you. It's dead.
We both know that's bullshit.
Do you have any weapons?
Yes.
What do you have?
No. He took my knife. Who the fucking... I hate this place.
Are there any weapons laying around? Does the other...
Yeah, his dagger is like lying on the other side of the stables.
Okay, I'll frustratingly pick it up and thrust it into his hand, like, here!
All right, fine. This'll
stay
stop
here.
a zombie, yeah.
Incidentally, did you have anything to do with the horses being freed?
No.
Were they here when you came, or do you not remember?
I don't remember shit, man. I'm still drunk.
Quite. With that, I think it is much safer to not have him conscious. Unfortunately,
it's like thunk.
Yeah, I think we're going to... Let's see. No, I don't think it's worth wasting anything like that on him.
Now, if you want to just knock him out.
Yeah, I'm going to basically take the butt of my gauntlet and just hit him right across the back of the head.
You'll be like, I son of a... and that'll be that.
Right. I'll drag him into the corner. And then I'm going to secure Rankin Samuelson and head inside after taking the saddlebags, including all my stuff, off of the donkey.
We learned that lesson.
So I'm going to throw it over my shoulder and walk slowly towards the tavern, grumbling under my breath.
So when we last left off in the tavern, that asshole with that fucking donkey showed up. Service has been shit.
So, yeah, Otto's going to ask that question, and I'm going to sneak up behind Otto and be like, I think that's Oberdun's relative.
Oh.
Remember, he talked about the donkey and sickening so much, you know.
Yeah. Well, should we go? Where'd he go?
Excuse me, where did the guy who messed everything up go?
Fuck final, man.
Is he dead?
He's still here, I guess.
What does he look like?
Overton will walk in and be like, he's almost that ugly.
Oh, similar then. Okay. I guess they are relatives.
What happened here?
I showed up a couple weeks ago. I'm the gym kid dog. Showed up a couple days ago. Figured I was gonna catch a rest before I pick up on my journey again. Go find some fucking work. You think there'd be some fucking work around here, but no.
Hey, watch your language.
Dudley.
Like he gets confused for a second. He says, "Common, why?"
I said, what? No, never mind. Sorry.
Go on, sir. Go on.
Anyways, the wenches were hot, so I stuck around another day. Some people come, they go. People say there's a big problem here. I think they're full of shit. The place is fine. And then he shows up. And then there was a ruckus, I guess. They tossed somebody out. Somebody wasn't supposed to be here. Somebody's staying. Somebody's not paying. I kept my nose out of other people's shit. And the service bit of shit. I ain't seen the wenches yet. There was like 5 of them. I ain't seen anybody. I think it was up and left. They got a fight with a manager. They quit. I don't know.
Okay.
Are there more people that are troublemakers here, still here?
Who's the troublemaker?
I don't consider taking beverages or whatever from the kitchen for your own amusement what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are like violence and like punching and doing stuff.
Is the proprietor here?
Hell if I know, man. But ain't nobody walking up as soon as you walk through the door to take your money. That's what happened to me.
Perhaps we should just go back into the kitchen and find them, yeah?
How long ago did it seem like the murdered person in the stable, how long ago does it seem that he was dead?
About 2 days.
Oh, ironically.
On a 25 and a heal check, I will absolutely tell you that, yeah.
Okay, I'm beginning to formulate a conclusion here.
He says, I mean, I guess if nobody's taking your money, they ain't stopped me from taking the beer. This place will probably run out of supplies soon, but it's got a few more days in it, especially if everybody else keeps getting creeped out and leaving.
Did you say there's beer?
Yeah, it's in the kitchen that way.
Are you sure that the people who worked here, like the wenches, did they just leave, or is something worse happening to them now?
I'm not getting my wench service, so... Sure, yeah, they're being eaten by weird abominations or some
He
shit.
keeps talking about somebody that left. Who left?
What the what?
A couple of guys. After the night with the scuffle.
Hitting the sub button. Take your pants off, hit the height.
His name?
There was that one guy who got tossed out. It was weird. I mean, he was just creepy to begin with, you know? Like, ugh. Apparently he said some nasty shit to the new guy.
What new guy?
The asshole with the donkey.
Donkey? What asshole with a donkey?
The asshole with the donkey is almost as ugly as you are, yeah.
But when did you see this man?
He showed up a couple days ago.
When they arrived, did he seem to be out of sorts with anybody? Was there any kind of squabble?
Yeah, I think it was a squabble with him that got that dude tossed.
Very well.
Donkey Man wasn't the one that got tossed. It was that other guy. Fucking weirdo, creepy motherfucker.
The donkey man, as you refer to him. Did he go outside with the man that was tossed?
No, I assume he's still here
When did he
somewhere.
leave?
Who? Donkey guy?
Yes.
He didn't.
Where is he? Come on, where is he?
Dude, this is a Crimson House.
At this point, I'm not really listening to him. I'm just stomping around looking at all the different people here to see if I recognize any of them.
You don't recognize any of them.
Is there an upstairs?
There is an upstairs.
I am going upstairs.
You are going
Oh
upstairs.
God, be careful.
Roll me search upstairs while the others watch in bewilderment. What is everybody else doing?
Watching in bewilderment.
Yeah, I'm getting myself ready to do some healing on the poor bastard on the other end of that.
Search. Will be a 12.
On a 12.
Yeah. I'm gonna go, and any doors I find, I'm just gonna kick them open.
So, you find that there was one door that was already kicked open.
Okay. Then that's the first place I'm going to look and scour the room.
So you enter, and what we'll give you on the 12 is that everything here was definitely like it was mid-use. The bed is not made. The drawer is still open. Some stuff has been taken from the drawer. It was mid-use, and there was a scuffle. There was an absolute throwdown in here.
Okay.
Right. And there is a small, like those portable, like unfolded anywhere prayer to Adolis shrines.
Okay.
Like crumpled up in the corner.
How many doors are up here?
One to this room. How many other rooms are there?
Yeah.
There's like 8. And as you're like rummaging around, the door next to the one that you were rummaging around in will kind of like, Jimmy! Be an old lady.
Okay.
Jimmy, is that you?
Without worrying about the old lady, I'm gonna just walk out of that room. I'm gonna literally go down the hallway and just open every door.
Most of the rooms are empty.
Okay. If they're empty, I'm not even interested in them. I'm just like...
Yeah. You're opening the first room with someone in it is the old lady, and you open it, she's Jimmy, and you just like keep going because it's just an old fucking lady.
Yeah, she is not my uncle as far as I recall.
Right.
Last time I checked, in case he's been... Would she be about the same age? I mean, if my uncle was a woman, would it look like her? I mean, did he maybe...
No, it looks nothing like your uncle. And then there's a couple where there's like a sleeping like adventurer, and then one guy is just like sitting on his bed drinking. But your uncle is nowhere to be found. There's just occupants.
Okay. Then I'm spinning around and stomping. I'm heavy plate mailing across the floors as quickly as I can and stomping my way back down the stairs.
Goodbye, Jimmy. So
Okay.
Otto, what are you doing during this time?
Not much. I mean, if Obi kind of runs upstairs, I'm just gonna, I guess, be listening to hear if I hear like him get in any trouble. But I'm just kind of staying kind of low profile downstairs. I'm still trying not to make too much of a commotion or, get too many eyes or ears pointed at us at the moment. So I'm just trying to play it cool for now.
You're trying to not add to the pink
Yes.
shirt. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because I'm still kind of unsure about everything. So
Oh, fuck.
While all that is going around, I'm really just looking at the people on the ground floor, kind of sizing them up. So I'm walking from room to room, seeing if there's anyone that could potentially be troublesome or violent or a threat to us.
Most of the people here are capable.
Okay.
They don't strike you as the type that are looking for a fight, but they strike you as the type who have been in a lot of them.
Okay.
The Crimson House is starting to like put itself together. Why you might be warned away from the place. This is not a place where safe, nice people stop to meet. This is a place where, you know, criminals and bandits and other things.
Right. And is there like very obvious cliques and gangs, or is it just disparate people?
Roll me sense motive.
Existing. Because I don't want to bump into the wrong person and like have 20 people stand up being all part of the Red Bandits or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Wet Bandits.
Wet Bandits, yeah.
The Wet Bandits. They're all Wet Bandits tonight.
Yay!
You will be able to determine that some of the people here do share some kind of camaraderie.
Okay.
But you can't tell how many different groups there are, and there doesn't seem to be any like easy to understand color coding or badges or name tags. Or...
Yeah, they're humans. I don't understand their ways.
Yeah.
So okay.
They're being weirdo humans. But you know for a fact that some of them have each other's backs, and some of them want each other to think they have each other's backs.
Okay. Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Emre, you're following Oberdon?
I was just waiting to hear a crashing sound of some kind of terrible, horrible misdeed done by Oberdon, but it seems he didn't find his mark. So I would actually head back into the kitchen to see if anyone there was, like, there.
The kitchen does not hold any staff. It does hold a rather grisly-looking thug who is helping himself to some spirits. And like you kind of poke your head in the door, he looks at you, and there is that moment where he doesn't have to say, "What are you looking at?" Right? And then he just goes back to drinking, and you understand you're supposed to leave him alone, and that you didn't see this. Like,
I was actually, while he's looking at me, I was gonna say, like, I put my hand up to like catch one, just to see if he'll do it.
He'll toss you a beer.
Okay, I take a hold of it and then close the door behind me, as to not draw any suspicions that I'm like, I don't know,
right,
a good person.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to give them the wrong impression.
Yeah. And so then I'm just going to kind of carry that back with me to where people are sitting, because, when I see Oberdon coming down the stairs, I'll probably give him a beer.
What about Duds? What you doing?
I see Emery do that with the beer, so I look. Hey, see if he'll toss me one too.
I'll toss you a beer. He doesn't give a shit.
Dudley's now happy. He'll sneak under the stairs and
I start.
You rebel!
Start drinking that. I start taking some sips.
Because this is you, I want you to roll me Constitution.
Man,
I'd roll me a fort save. I would not ask
From my
anyone else in the
sips.
party for this. For your sips.
Okay. 14?
You're pretty good.
Okay.
You didn't get the good stuff. You got it.
Hey Dudley, I remember my first beer.
Hey, I had so much beer in my past.
This is Bud Light, isn't it? Is it Bud Light? Is it Coors? Is it light? Is it a light beer?
It's Dud Light.
Dud Light.
Dud Light. Oh.
Wow.
Ooh, I want that.
Joxer, get on it. Dud Light. Let's
Dud
go.
Light.
Dud Light. Oh, it's so good.
That's
All right,
yeah.
so that's what everybody else is doing. Otto's trying to blend in. Roll me deep diplomacy.
Who, me? Otto?
Yeah. I want to see if you're managing to blend in or if you're trying to blend in too hard. Because
Sure. 8.
Oh, you are trying so hard right now.
I am.
Oh,
Can
Jesus.
you show me what it looks like when Otto tries to blend in with a bad crowd?
Isn't he also like wearing pink
Yeah, with like a
apron?
pink shirt.
It's like
Oh yeah, I just hold my breath as hard as I can and just kind of nod and wave at people, even though they're not nodding and waving at me first. I'm like, yeah, that's what I should be doing. Yeah.
You're like a college guy at a high school party being all rude and creepy, right?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm like.
Wow.
Oh, no.
All right, so Oberdon, you do not find your uncle upstairs.
Once I come downstairs, I am going to... the initial kind of shock of realizing my uncle might be here kind of overtook everything. But now I've realized and put two and two together. So very quickly, I'm going to say, Yothric! Go, follow me quickly.
Are you saying that from upstairs? Because I'm
Once I've come down the stairs.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Okay. As we're walking to, pull the hood up and cloak up around your neck or whatever. As we're walking to the stable, I'm going to say, I believe I may have found the proprietor, and he's dead, and I think my uncle is responsible.
I see.
When we go in, take him into the stable, show him the body. As a sighting glance, I check on the drunk. Is he still unconscious?
Yeah.
Okay, then he doesn't get a kick in the face. I grab the body and then look to Hjorthric to grab the other hand, like, help me!
I do.
And drag him as quick as we can back to the tavern.
As that's happening, I say, what are we going to do? Because there are less than savory folks inside, and they seem to watch over each other, although not all the time.
Well, we'll soon find out when we find out how they react to this, won't we?
What are we going to do with the body?
Throw it in the room and see how they react. I want to know what happened to this man. If my uncle killed him, there must have been a good reason for it.
Throw a dead guy
a bad idea.
You do understand that they might have already gleaned that you are related because they said how ugly you two were together.
That's fine. I hope they are. Hope they understand that precisely.
But that might bring them on us.
Yes, it might.
Okay.
Alright, so Oberdon literally just
we know what we're doing.
barges open the door, drags the body into the middle of the room, and then just gives it that college heave to just let it...
The pouring rain and the thunder and the lightning behind you, right? And there'll be that classic moment of like the lightning flash when you're just the silhouette as you throw the water is like running down your faces and you throw the body and it's like it's all dramatic and the body just hits the ground.
And then immediately, so that there's no confusion for any of those around me, because they're probably thinking, holy shit, they just went and killed this dude. As he hits the ground, Oberdon just says, loud enough so that everybody can hear,
Is this the proprietor?
No.
Is his name Jimmy?
Is his name Jimmy? I love it.
and as I say that, I look like I'm projecting my voice up the stairwell.
So this whole crowd of of just badass motherfuckers in here, right? Like seriously seedy shit going on. They all just turn and look at the body and then go back to their shit like nothing. Like, I didn't see it, right? Is the general gist of what's going on. One of them be like, it's Jimmy. Jimmy!
He's downstairs, madam.
Jimmy! You'll hear her slowly creeping.
Age of the man versus the woman. Son,
he's
mother, wife, husband.
Yeah, maybe a son is your best bet.
Good, then she needs to see her dead son. It's in her best interest. So once she comes, I'll wait for her to come down and see the body.
Yeah, she comes down and she's like, Jimmy.
Is this your Jimmy?
Jimmy. God damn it, Shaggin. I'm trying to roleplay and
I'm sorry, this is why Emlyn kills everyone in town.
It's easier.
Jimmy. He's dead.
Yes, madam. We unfortunately found him this way in the stable.
I told him not to go to the stables.
But he didn't listen.
He didn't listen.
I'm going to kind of wait until she seems to be poring over him or sobbing and creating enough scenes so that she may become the focus.
Yep.
Then go over to our little corner where everybody is and say,
So it would appear that my uncle has left this establishment, and I am almost positive that he is responsible for the proprietor's death.
Where'd you find that dead guy?
In the stable. I was securing Rankin Samuelson. There's also a drunk out there too, but he is currently unconscious. I examined the body, and there was no mistaking the shape and size of the wound. Upstairs is a portable altar to Adalis, which I believe also probably left to my uncle, which means he left very abruptly.
Like that's Aubrey, who's been quiet this whole time because he's being the mysterious dark stranger in the corner and having a blast doing it. And he'll just kind of like, oh, that is a hurry.
So the question remains is why would my uncle have killed this man? And what do you think, Emery? It seems a little out of sorts for a member of our order to dispatch a mere innkeeper, don't you think?
So you find a dead body, you think he was here, you've heard that he was here, rather, it's understandable, the donkey. If he left in a hurry and left his thing, are you sure your uncle's in the order?
It was. And look.
And I'll lift up the shirt and point at the stab wound, and then hold up my order sword and kind of lay it next to the wound, just suggestively, and say,
as you can see, it looks like a blade similar to this was responsible.
Oh.
Did you stab him?
Of course not, Dudley. As I said, he was found dead. Besides, you can tell by the state of the body that he wasn't killed merely minutes ago.
Right. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go console her.
Sorry for your loss, madam. We'll make sure he receives a proper burial in the morning.
What are the other patrons of the tavern doing at this scene?
Not giving a fuck.
See, that's what I assumed would happen, so I wasn't that worried.
Okay.
Like, they just don't give a shit. Some of them are like, oh, that's disappointing, right? Like, but nobody really cares.
Okay. And with that, I'm going to pull the cork with my teeth out of the bottle of ale that Emery gave me earlier, and I probably just sat it down on the table when I drugged Horthric with me, so I'll just pick it up and just start swilling it down till it's all half in my beard and down my plate mail, and then I'll be like,
delicious.
So, are we gonna stay here the night, or what?
Well, I don't see any reason why we should not.
Yes.
We didn't catch him on the way up, so...
The thug that's been talking this whole time is like, it's free.
I mean,
Nice.
get a room.
All right, so I'm gonna walk up over the corpse, look at Oberdon, and say, "Free rooms up top."
Yes, there's several rooms up there. The first one was ransacked, and I believe that was the one that my uncle was resting in. Perhaps someone with better eyesight than mine might have a look and see if they can find anything else. But for some reason, he felt it was necessary to dispatch this man. I would like to know why.
And as he says that, Oberdon is scowling around the inn, looking at everybody.
Everybody's like looking at Oberdon, and one of them will pipe up and say, how bad you want to know?
Alright, immediately I'm just going to stomp over to him. Initially, as I'm walking over to him, I'm contemplating just grabbing him by the scruff of the neck with a gauntlet and like slamming his head into the table and saying that much. But then my moderate training and discipline will slowly creep back in and pull me down, and I will pull out my money pouch, reach in, grab 4 or 5 gold pieces and slam it down on the table.
He says, yeah, there was that scuffle asshole was telling you about. Creepy guy. Gave you chills just standing in the same room. They had words. They didn't like each other. I guess they knew each other at some point.
You say creepy, fellow. The man with the donkey is the one you're describing as creepy.
No. Dude he had words with was...
Was that not the man he had words with?
No. No, Jimmy's an idiot. He's not creepy.
I see. Then do you know why Jimmy is dead?
Can't say I do. I guess your ugly friend killed him, but... You want to know
but
about
why?
the Ryans?
Why would he do such a thing?
He looks around and says, I mean, if you weren't making such a big deal about it being your fucking old man or whoever the hell it is, then...
He's my uncle, damn it.
One of the assholes here, and, like, everybody else is like, yeah, like... He says, well, no, there was a scuffle that night. A couple nights ago. I was standing in their room next door. They kind of made an entrance, and everybody else knows better than to get their nose stuck into business that doesn't belong to them. Well, everybody but me. And he smiles, and he almost looks like a rat for a second.
Right?
He says, there was 4, 5, 6, all wearing, don't look at me robes. Let's all look the same robes. Make certain nobody can know who we are robes. He started shouting, and then he got gagged, muffled. And he was gone. There was only 3 silver in his drawer.
I see.
I'd heard, that folk tended to disappear on occasion. So I didn't think much of it, except for maybe I was going to sleep during the day.
I don't suppose in your lack of keeping your nose out of other people's business, you record overhearing a conversation about the man with the donkey said where he might be traveling to next.
There's really only one place to go from here unless you're working. It's Worthington.
Yes. Indeed.
So unless your uncle was getting his nose where it shouldn't have been, that's probably where he was going.
I see. Very well. I appreciate your candor.
And I'll flick him another couple of gold coins. Then I'm going to go outside and drag the drunk into the tavern.
Before you do that, I'm going to stop you and be like, what about the wizard?
What wizard?
The thing that killed that goat.
Oh, well.
I mean, do we really care to warn these guys? Or maybe he was in here,
Perhaps he was. Maybe that's the weird, creepy guy that they're referring to. That's what my assumption was.
Aubrey says, yeah, Oberdon.
Yes.
You feeling a little, like you gotta work something out here?
I don't know yet.
Because I just heard somebody talk about 4 mysteriously dark cloaked, 5, 6, couple of mysteriously dark cloaked figures that are unaccounted for.
Oh, really? Interesting. What was that thought?
Wait, what?
Yeah, and I'm going to go outside and grab the body and bring him in.
Yeah, okay, so you bring the drunk in.
Yeah. Just throw him down. Does anybody recognize this fellow?
Yep, a couple of them say, he's mine.
Yours.
He's an idiot.
Apparently.
Say what? I didn't hear what you said.
So these dark cloak figures, perhaps we should all have a discussion about them.
Aubrey leans in, he says, yeah, that dude just told you about them.
Right.
In my experience, dark, creepy cloaked figures that are all uniform and the same tend to mean black magic.
Well, yes, but, do they happen to know where he went? Where they went?
He didn't say.
I wonder if they're working for that strange individual that...
And I'm trying to make sure that this conversation is to where everybody can...
Yeah, like, once you start,
I don't want to just be talking to him. I want to make sure everybody's around us.
Yeah, it's a huddle for this group,
Yeah.
and like you'll notice that there's two kinds of reactions from the rest of the crowd, right? There are dudes who totally aren't listening, guys, and dudes who are totally deciding to not listen right now.
Right.
Like this is well.
Well, I know little about this individual that Emery mentioned before. Do you believe that these might be cultists that work for this man, possibly?
Black wizard, I guess. Cultists, maybe. Well, your guess is as good as mine. I'm gonna say yes because I like stabbing cultists.
Well, we've already seen somewhat evidence to show that he might be in this vicinity. What do you say, Emery? Do you think it is worth hunting these individuals down and taking care of them? I would like to get on to Worthington, but in all good conscience, I don't believe I can turn a blind eye to this.
I mean, I figured it's shit outside, and you don't seem to be in the mood for sleep.
I was kind of here under the assumption we might be looking for Big Baron, but if we're running into cult, I don't know if I know of any kind of like cult or any. Is there any cult I'd be aware of up here? Or?
This is the first time you've been up this far since the since the apocalypse, so not really.
Probably not. Yeah.
Perhaps this strange wizard of yours has taken upon himself to recruit people.
That wouldn't be too unlikely, especially with all of the. Well, since the beginning of all this.
That guy said that these assholes were here at night, right?
Right.
They just showed up and kicked down a door and took somebody?
Apparently so.
Sorry?
Where did they bring him?
Well, that's what we don't know. That's exactly our point.
So they either brought him here, somewhere in the building, or somewhere nearby, because you don't just walk around these woods at night, as we've recently learned.
Well, I would think it would be unlikely. Unless they have, as you say, a hideout or something very close by.
Is there a basement here or a cellar? Somewhere underground?
Let's go look.
Woman! Is there a basement or a cellar here?
okay.
Your proprietors, do you own this establishment?
I do now.
That was formerly your dead son's. As I've said, sorry for your loss. Is there a basement?
Yes.
And where would we find it?
It's in the kitchen.
Well, there you go, Hjorthric.
I say we go down all together if they're down there.
Okay.
It does not sound like the stupidest plan I have heard.
I think we should go down there. Let's do that.
Excellent. Let's do that, Dudley.
Yes, you're the leader. Good,
Let's go.
Good call.
No,
Good work, Dudley.
Thank you.
the boy does not need to go first. A good leader knows how to delegate, Dudley.
Of course. I'm
Who
heading
would you
over
say is-
Don in the front, of course. Hjorthric, you follow. And then I'm in the middle, and then Emery, and then Otto,
No, and then.
and then
All right, so I'm with
you
Ober.
fella.
You fella.
Aubrey.
You fella.
Fella.
You fella.
Oh, God.
I'm
Aubrey,
your
you're in the
fella,
front too.
Annabella.
You fella.
Right.
Aubrey's like, great, because this cloak is itchy. How do you wear this? And he'll like take it off and like throw it at Emery.
It's all about the type of material. I could line that with some fur later.
Then to the kitchen we doth stomp. Or I doth stomp.
The two tin cans will stomp in the kitchen. That's
Is it obvious where there's a
yeah. There's a
hatch or an
trap door in the so you have the kitchen, right? Then you have a small like pantry-ish offshoot, and then there's a big trap door there. And Aubrey will hoist up the
Right.
he'll motion.
I'm gonna have my crossbow ready to point down the hole and nod as as he's ready to pull it up, and then I'll be pointing
Yep.
down the hole
So Oberdon goes down the stairs. Aubrey will kind of like push the door open for whoever's behind him, and he'll let you guys worry about that as I guess Hirothruk is coming in behind Aubrey. And it goes down, and it's a typical cellar, except for it really smells like dead people in here.
I am going to reach. I'm going to stop at the top of the stairs.
Yep.
And as I mentioned before, I had my bags. I brought those in. So I am pulling out an ever-burning torch.
All right.
And I've got the crossbow in my hands, and then I'm going to kind of hold it at an angle in my hand that's holding the base of the crossbow, so it's kind of illuminating in front of me.
Okay, so you've got your flashlight on your sniper rifle.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
I like this idea so much that I am throwing out the window everything I know about torches because I like this idea so much. Generally speaking, if you're looking for something, you hold the torch behind you, because if it's in front of you, you can't see past the torch.
Oh, well, I just want to illuminate the area, so...
Yeah, but because this is D&D and we also use torches inside caves and don't suffocate and die, I'm cool with this working. So what'll happen is everybody's kind of marching down the stairs, right? And as you approach the bottom of the stairs, the first thing you're going to see is the cobblestone wall of the basement. It's wet, it's gross and grody, and hasn't been cleaned in forever. And there's all kinds of like broken down, abandoned, unused shelves and stuff. And there's just blood sigils all over the wall. Right?
Someone's been playing culty.
As you move down the stairs, and what will happen is as you turn, the first thing that you will realize will be that the whole basement, all of the walls have been knocked out, so it is one big area with just the pillars suspending the floor of the floor above, and the ceiling is sagging a little from the weight and the use and the stench and the nostrils. And to find out what happens next, you're going to tune in next week.
Ooh, that's a great place to stop. Nice.
Yay.
I am here next week, right? Next week is not when we've done going?
Oh, you're here next week.
Okay. Are you here next week?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I believe everybody.
Still hope to sacrifice you yet.
25th is when you're out, right?
You'll have to murder her later.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that the special previewing that my girlfriend got me tickets for to go and can take care of Thanos is on Thursday.
Sweet.
I'm so jealous. I want to go opening night so bad.
Like she was trying to buy tickets and stuff, and like the servers were down. Like the
yeah,
server side
they went crazy.
Yeah, she was one of those people crashing those servers.
I'm happy.
Alrighty,
More money for Disney.
We let's
Please
see.
hire me.
There we go. Hi there, I'm Gorbad, normally the resident dungeon master here on How We Roll, but for this particular campaign, I'm going to be taking a seat on the other side of the table to become a player. If you'd like to keep up with all things How We Roll, you can follow us on Twitter at How We Roll, check us out on Facebook at How We Roll, and you can also follow us on YouTube, and you've guessed it, at How We Roll. We also have a website, www.howweroll.com. Now, if you want to keep up with me personally, you can follow me on Twitter at Gorbad, and don't forget to check out my blog, www.thedmblog.com, for all things Dungeons & Dragons related, both for players and DMs alike. We will see you next time.
Sup, I'm Evil Squeegee, they, them, and as you can tell by now, Gorbad has made the mistake of letting me Dungeon Master a campaign on his channel. If you want to follow me on my channel, where I make the mistake of letting me Dungeon Master games on my channel, you can find that at twitch.tv/evilsqueegee. If you want to follow me on Twitter, at twitter.com/evilsqueegee, you can find inclusivity rants, gaming rants, rants about rants, and rants.
Is it on? It is. Greetings and well met, my friends. It is I, the great and powerful Thelenius Conch. My good friend the Snuggler has asked me so kindly to step in. If you want to keep up with what he's doing in the world, you can follow him at 2 places. The first is on Twitter at MattySweetTweet. And the second, of course, is Instagram, where you can follow him at MattyQuickPick. Oh, I See what he did there? Clever boy. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time, and don't forget the lavender.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of How We Roll. My name's Jane, and you can follow me on Twitter at Jane on Twitch with a 0, not an O. I also do stream like 3 times a week now, so you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/JaneIvana. What do you gotta say, Norman? Sorry. Peace, suckers.
Hey y'all, Shagget here. I play various characters on How We Roll. This is the first campaign where Gorbat is a player, and I very much would like to enact my player vengeance on him, since he's usually the DM and I can't do that really, because he'll just, wish it away and make it irrelevant. Follow me on Twitter at @eneb_convos, and we can start a dialogue to find out the creative, awesome means that my character will get his character killed. Because isn't that what every player wants to do? I think so.
Hi, it's me, Satchmo, player How We Roll. You follow me. It's Satchmo.